These past few weeks, days have been very rough for me. And I thought, you know, I mean, I had videos in which I could have posted on my channel, but I didn't, just because I couldn't get myself to edit them. And I think probably the best way going forward is to just address the issue, and in so doing also honoring my friend. On December 2nd, shortly after midday, a very, very good friend of mine went to be with the Lord. He passed away. And how he died was as a result of a gunshot wound he had sustained when he was going home after my church had concluded a 3-night conference. We were all leaving, heading on home, and he in particularly was riding home, and when he got to a specific area, he was trailed by a few guys on motorcycles, and unfortunately he was shot. He was found in time to be taken to the hospital. However, after a few days, he demised. This has been a very rough thing for me to accept. These days I kind of just go about my day just saying, you know, God, I just give it all to you. I give it all to you. I give it all to you. I don't understand it. I don't understand it, but I give it all to you, because I don't know how else to handle or how else to deal with what had happened. I was devastated, and I still am. It's been one of the, if not the hardest thing that I have experienced since this year I started. This is somebody who I've known since 2014, which was the same year in which I found my church and became a Christian. We met at church, we work at church, we hung out all the time. This past birthday of mine, he and another good friend of mine, Danielle, they both took me out for my birthday and really made me feel super special. Just a few days before the conference at my church, we were hanging out at Starbucks, you know, taking photos, because he takes stock images and sell them online, and we were talking about, you know, our future or plans. I remember that particular Sunday, Daniel was on the inside of Starbucks working, and I was going to the ATM, and he was like, you know, Chanella, let me come follow you. And we were walking, and he was just encouraging me to always, you know, go after the best things in life, and to not remain in a place where, you know, I was always down and depressed and everything. And I remember he and I talking, and I was just like, you know, you have so much potential, things you want to do, and he was just relating all of those info to me. This is somebody who has pushed me time and time again, you know, to do YouTube. He would, you know, message me on Instagram or message me on WhatsApp and be like, Chanel, I'm waiting, you know, I'm waiting, where's the videos? People need to hear the videos, you got so much in you. You know, he was always such a backbone, you know, he was always such a light in my life and in my other friends' life. And this was not somebody who wanted to be on the forefront of everything. He didn't want to be, you know, in a YouTube video, even though I've pulled him into quite a few of my own. He didn't want to be acknowledged by anyone for doing good or to be posted on anyone's status all the time. He just wanted to do good and wanted to share his love with others. And that was the type of person he was. Very humble guy. And to know that he endured that in his last days is hard to accept. I won't lie, as a Christian, when it happened, and let me just preface by saying this is the very first time someone so close to me has died. And it's the very first time I'm processing grief in this particular way. I've always heard about it. I've always, tried to comfort people who are going through grief. And I thought I knew what it felt like, but after this I realized, wow, I really did not understand the level of inward pain that one has and one has to deal with every single day. Every time you wake up, every time you're going to your bed, every time someone mentions the person's name, every time someone mentions an incident that reminds you of that person. And when it happened, I won't lie, I felt like I was betrayed. I felt like Kleston was betrayed by God. Initially, that was my thought, because I was like, this is somebody who serves in the kingdom. I know Jamaica is a bad place, but how does this make sense? How does this align with the promises of God? Like, it was just a lot to process. I questioned God about it. I was just like, I don't understand why. Why would you not cause but allow this to happen? Nobody thought he would have died. Nobody would have. I certainly didn't. As a matter of fact, I began writing letters to him while he was still in the hospital, because I was so sure that he was going to come through, and we were all planning a party, and we were going to show him the letters and everything that we were planning for him. But that didn't happen. And now I'm left with unread letters. And we all have to now figure out how to continue living with these unanswered questions and the acceptance that he is no longer in the land of the living, but with the Lord. And it's bittersweet. It is bittersweet because on one hand, that probably if he had survived, life would have been very hard for him due to the type of injury that he had sustained. And that him being with the Lord right now, that he's at peace and he's happy. And it's up to us, I guess, to, carry on that legacy for him and to never forget him, really. My church is doing something that brought me to tears when my pastor announced it. We are currently elevating the roof on the side of our building so that the children for children's church can be a bit more comfortable when they come to church. And for that particular center that's been built, my pastor decided to name that center in his honor because of how much of a staple he was in the ministry. And when he made that announcement, I tell you, man, I was brought to tears. And so I am currently grieving. I'm in that process of grieving. And to be honest, I'm beginning to realize that there's not going to be a day where I just get up and just not think about him. Or just, I feel like my life will never be the same anymore. Know that he's gone. And it's hard. It is hard. Especially also because so many of the things in which I have told him that I was already struggling with, you know, just keeps coming back to mind, and I'm just like, man, he's not even here anymore. And I just keep trying to tell myself, you know, what would he want? What would he want? I am getting counseling, and just trying to focus on the good, not the bad. But I won't lie, this whole incident has also turned my heart away from my country, because I low-key feel like I've worked so hard, we all work so hard in a country that we cannot live in, and that to me is just downright ridiculous. It's been a lot, guys, it really has, and I appreciate, you know, if you guys will keep me, keep his family, my church family in your prayers. You know, if you guys know him, you'd have probably seen a few comments from him under some of my videos before, and just knowing that those things won't be there anymore, it's hard. But at the same time, I know that he's in my heart, and he's in everyone's heart who he has left an impact on, and that he's in a better place. And honestly, that's what I try to focus on. It doesn't make it easier, but one day at a time. So if you managed to listen to me up until this point, I thank you guys so much for giving me a listening ear. And yeah, I guess I'll see you in my next video. And just to say, long live to Kleston Masters. You'll forever be in my heart, Kless. Bye, everybody.
Hello, I'm Kleston Masters. Let's start about.
This is how excited he gets for coconut water. This is how
That's all how he looked selfless. He came to the world.
birthday boy number one. Deco.
Every day.
Fully. Whoa.
Every day.
Whoa. Whoa.